I'll play it while we
Drift us
waiting.
all apart. The trauma from my youth left adult scars. Scars fall, lies told, dad's
Let's
gone,
get into it.
lines gone. Where do I start? When there's no going back. When the wheels on my dreams fell flat. Go
Alright,
forward.
alright, alright. Cowboy Richie. I am PREZ. This is Behind the Music. Um, this is Behind the Music for Inside Press Mind. We're going to start it off, kick these things off um, with 2 a.m. in H Town. And what 2 a.m. in H Town, and what, let me, excuse me, before we get started, that what behind the music is, behind the music is simply just me breaking down the reason that I wrote the music that I wrote, the meaning behind the lyrics, the situations that took place, the stories, everything that went into uh, me building the music that you guys listen to and hear. Um, so that is the meaning behind the music. And today we will be doing behind the music for Inside Presence Mind Volume One. It dropped January of this year. We are on a goal of dropping a tape every month. And so last month, which is February, we dropped the Winter Season Heartbreak, which is out now on even.biz, YouTube, or you can contact me directly to get the music. Or just keep checking out my social media and you'll see and hear some of the songs and hopefully something to inspire you to check out the rest. But this is Behind the Music, Inside Press Mind. I am PREZ. Let's get into it. Um,
Where do I start? When we drifted so apart. The trauma from my youth left adult scars. Scars fall, lies told, dad's gone, lines gone. Where do I start? When there's no going back. When the wheels of my dreams fell flat. Go forward, go back, don't move. Where do I start? When my life feels capped. Playing a role, I hate doing that. Action cap, cut, action cap. What the fuck is that? Where do I start? When there's no going back. I hate my baby mamas. I hate my mama. But I love women. How I do that?
that was 2 a.m. in H Town, Behind the Music. Now, start from the beginning. Where do I start when we drifted so far apart? The trauma from my youth left the dark scars. Stars fall, lies told, dad's gone, lines gone. The first stanza, first bar, however you like to write poems. What Inside Press Mind Volume One is a collection of poems that I put over beats. Some of my poetry songs that I put over beats. That's what Inside Press Mind is. In the first song, I made two beats and put six poems, three each on two different beats. The first poem on beat one is 2 a.m. in H Town. And where do I start? It's just about um, how do I begin to tell about the stories and the trauma and the situations that I want to talk about to release. Like, it's so much, but where do you start? Um, and I think when you start to peel back, where do you start? I say things like where when there's no going back, when the wheels on your dreams feel flat, go forward or go back. Where do you start? Because what's the point of talking about certain things if it ain't no going back in the first place? So where do you start? Where can you start? Um, and so throughout this poem, I'm just constantly asking myself, where do you start when, when life just feels like when it's life, and where do you start? How do you begin to talk about the things you want to talk about and express and let go when there's just so much, you know? And where do you start when everything feels like it's capped and people are playing a role, yourself to be included? Um, not only you feel like you playing a role, but everybody feel like around you is playing a role. And so where do you start? But you realize that you just start from all of this. You just start. Whatever comes out first is where you start. Um, and that is the meaning behind where 2 a.m. in H-Town. So this has been, behind the music for 2 a.m. in H-Town. I am PREZ, and I approve this message. Make sure you go cop that Inside Prayers Is Mine. Again, it's just a collection of poems over 2 beats, just my thoughts. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. What's going on, world? It's your boy PREZ. This is Behind the Music, Inside Prayers Is Mine, Volume 1, where we gonna be doing the second one, second poem that's on Inside Prayers Is Mine, which is Shit Gets Too Deep. Inside Prayers Mine dropped in January of 2K26. So if you haven't heard it, please, man, I definitely recommend you go check it out. You won't be disappointed. Let's check it out.
Shit gets too deep. Too deep you can't think. Too deep you can't sleep. Too deep you can't eat. Too deep you drowning in tears. Too deep all you do is drink so you don't tweet. Too deep you fall to your knees. Too deep you overthink. Too deep you oversleep. Too deep you overeat. Too deep you don't cry. Too deep you stand up. Too deep you don't give up. Too deep you close your eyes and look for another perspective. Too deep you change. Too deep, things will never be the same. Too deep, you open your eyes and realize it was never too deep.
That is Shit Gets Too Deep off of Inside Prayers Is Mine, Volume 1. It's on track number 1. I wrote this poem in October on the 11th in 2017. So this poem is very, 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 very ancient to some people, depending on how you think about time. But yeah, man, what the behind the music of Shit Gets Too Deep, what it just means is that sometimes shit gets so deep that you can't think, so deep you can't eat, so deep you can't drink, so deep you can't sleep, so deep you cry. But then life just begin to a point to where it gets so deep you can't even do all those negative things so much. All the lack of eating, lack of sleeping, overeating, over drinking, all the things that you were doing no longer serves you. They no longer help you. You get to this point to where you all out of that. Like I ain't got no more to give. Have you ever gotten to a point to where you just felt like, yeah, I've been in this depression so much that even this depression is depressing? So I heard a great philosopher say at one time, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of sick and tired. So yeah, that's the behind the music for Shit Gets Too Deep. Sometimes in life shit just gets too deep, that you don't want to deal with it, and then you go into these pits. But then that pit gets so deep that you don't want to deal with that pit, and you realize that you needed all of that to get back to deal with what you need to deal with, and that's just the future. That's the present. That's life. Don't ever let life get to the point to where it stops you from pursuing those dreams. Don't ever let your heart turn black. I am PREZ. This is Behind the Music, Inside Prayers Mine. That has been second poem on the first track, Shit Gets Too Deep. Make sure y'all check that out. What's going down, world? It's your boy PREZ. Listen, man, this is Behind the Music, Inside Prayers Mine. Today, though, we got something for you, though. This is the third poem on track 1 on Inside Prayers Mine, Volume 1. Imagine. Let's get into it.
Imagine balling on a level they ain't never seen. Imagine doing everything that you fucking train. Imagine turning your family into a local team. That's what I see when I turn off the TV screen. Cops said if I standing on necks that couldn't breathe. I had a dream that we never fell for these schemes. A Politicking with Martin Luther about his dreams. I told him 40-acre muse was never a thing. I understand you can catch me on 4 o'clock news with a hole in my chest from talking about views. From the hood, I'm a reporter, I give you the news. I was in middle school with babies. Had a partner with a crackhead, mama was lazy. She never fed him, so he always walked around angry. Until I asked him one day, was driving you crazy? He said, we stuck in the hood, but I won't let it faze me. Nah, I won't let it faze me. I am PREZ.
Man, so as y'all heard, that was Imagine, the third poem on the first track of Inside President's Mind. This is Behind the Music, so when we just break down the lyrics, the music, the meaning behind the music. Imagine came from a challenge that Common had back in a few years ago. Common done this challenge about open verse challenge that he had PJ on. And I still follow PJ to this day on the ground. She be doing her thing still to this day. It'd be beautiful to see people that their journeys and see how they don't, let stuff stop them. But anyway, and that's how it started. It was an open verse challenge, and I wanted to talk about, and the topic was imagine, and I wanted to imagine me having a conversation with Martin Luther King, and what I would tell him if I got to, have a conversation with him. I also want to speak on what it would be like to imagine, me turning off the TV screens and what that would look like for the black community. I also wanted to talk about, imagine what it would look like if the cops that were standing on black people necks, they couldn't breathe, if they had got sentenced, if they had fear in their heart and their soul for their actions. On this song, I also want to talk about, in this poem, in this verse, I wanted to talk about, imagine me talking to my dog again in middle school, and being able to sit on the wall as an adult and watching those conversations, and me being in middle school with babies. So I put all those imaginations, imaginative scenarios into a poem, into a verse, and this is what we got. So this has been Behind the Music, Imagine, third poem, first track, Inside President's Mind, Volume 1, dropped January 2K26. Make sure y'all go get that. Hey, if y'all are seeing this in the year 3000, go tell my descendants I said we'll go down. They better not be blowing my bread. PREZ, and I'm gone. What's going down, world? It's your boy PREZ, and this is Behind the Music, Inside President's Mind, Volume 1. But now we on to track 2. Track 2, man. So the first poem on track 2 is Miles Away. Let's get into it.
I got the game from my niggas, get game to my niggas. I made a way for Lil Richard, I made a way from my niggas, but they hate Lil Richard. Whoa, this how the game goes. I went from a pawn to a king chasing this dream. My brother tried to frame me like I'm Mona. He raised the heater on me like he didn't know me. I'm able to stay, but I came for a moment. I told God I was ready and the demons came hungry. My mama don't want to face facts, so she immediately to make closure. My daughter's acting out, saying they gon' change unless I come for them. I gave the game to my niggas, gave the game to my niggas, made a way for my niggas, made a way for Lil Richard, but they hate Lil Richard. Whoa, this how the game goes. October 11th, 2017. I just want to live my...
Alright, man, that's Miles Away. Behind the Music, Miles Away. Miles Away, I want that because, man, it's a true story, man. I got into it with my brother a few years back, and man, she got bad, and things that I never thought would happen, but that's what happens sometimes when you try trying to live this life, I guess. This thing we call life, you experience things that you never thought you was experience. And what you have to do in life, you have to figure out how you gonna come back from those experiences. And so, yeah, Miles Away was just one of those very moments, one of those various moments where I talk about real stuff that happened. You know, I felt like Cain and Abel. You know, it felt like one of those situations where we are brothers keepers, but at the same time, somebody feeling like they might have to take somebody off the board. And I just feel like, nah, that ain't. Sometimes that ain't the best thing. You know, that ain't never the things. Sometimes that ain't never the thing you want to do, especially definitely if it's your brother. Now, you know, sometimes stuff happens. You gotta go to war with people that ain't family, but you know, this family. So this has been Miles Away. That's a true story. You know, me and my brother did really have that situation where we got into it and some things got involved the way it kind of got violent, could have went south. But because we were born, we so Mary and Richard investments, Richard and Mary investments, it went the way that Mary and Richard and Mary would have, you know, foresaw it. So I am PREZ. This is Miles Away behind the music. Go check out. Make sure you go check out Inside Prayer's Mind Volume 1. This is the first poem on track 2 though, Inside Prayer's Mind Volume 1, which is out now. I am PREZ and I'm gone. What's going down, world? It's your boy PREZ. Listen, man, we checking in again for another episode and another edition of Behind the Music. But this time, we're talking about Inside Prayer's Mind, track 2, poem 2, My Life. Let's get into it.
When it's 17, I just want to live my life. So many opinions on what I'm doing, who I'm spending time with, who I'm sexing and loving. Shit gets too deep. My mother trying to help me, but I'm suffering. I think about my kids and if they're not mine at times. If I don't really have a say, then why you give me them anyway? Seems like there's chaos everywhere around me. Don't know if I should continue to push or shave my head and sit under a lotus tree. Maybe this is really all a dream, and one day I'll wake and see.
Well, as y'all heard, that was My Life. And this was written all on that same, another day. Um, Another day. It was written on the same day as another poem, October 11, 2017. So this poem is pretty, pretty old. But man, My Life, it's just self-explanatory. It's about the things that I'm going through in my life and how people feel like they can have an opinion on it and having a say on it, and then still have a say and opinion on their own lives. You know, I don't feel like God intended on us to be able to, dictate ours in someone else's life. We got one life. Yes, we got free will. As long as we ain't impede nobody else's free will, that's how I feel. But man, as soon as we get to doing things that we don't need to be doing in the free will, like I just feel like when you start doing stuff like that, playing with free will of other people, then you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're actually playing with your free will. So, man, when I was just saying things like I just want to live my life, my mother trying to help, but I'm suffering. I think about my kids this time as if they're not mine, and that's true because anybody that knows, like I have a difficult. I'm great at parenting, but I'm horrible at co-parenting. I'm just gonna put it out there and just say it like that. Great parent, horrible co-parent, and so when you live in that type of lifestyle, it can make life frustrating, and it has made life frustrating for me, but it also has brought me a lot of wisdom and a lot of greatness and a lot of grace. So I'm thankful for the journeys, and that's why I have decided to put these stories and these situations on wax. And yeah, this has been Behind the Music. I am PREZ. This is My Life, second poem on the second track, Inside Presence Mind Volume 1, which is a collection of my poems just put onto track. 6 poems, 2 tracks, 3 on 3. Let's go. PREZ, and I'm gone. What's going down, world? It's your boy PREZ, man. We almost done with this series, Behind the Music, Volume 1, PREZ, Inside Presence Mind, and
two songs, 6 poems, 3 poems on each beat. Come on, man. Like my first poetry tape. My first poetry tape. That's really what this is. The Inside Presence Mind is nothing but that, just my poetry tape. So I just want to thank everybody that has, took the time out to go hear the tape. This is Behind the Music, PREZ, Inside Presence Mind, Volume 1, a collection of my poems. 2 beats, 6 poems. Let's get into it.
Last night I woke up hoping it was all a dream. I keep asking myself, what does it all mean? I want to cry and hide. I feel so hurt and empty inside. Never seeing your eyes, a part of me has to die. But I made a promise that I'll keep them safe and follow my dreams. Keeping in mind all the collateral beauty you bring. Life's not promised to anyone, man. Fuck this life. Some days I just want to catch a body. Life so much simpler. Where did it all go wrong? I don't sleep at night. Can't sleep at night. Maybe it's because I love the night. Most sleep at night. Bissonnet prostitutes. Bissonnet prostitutes trying to make ends meet. Dope dealers trying to serve these fiends. Club promoters selling dreams. True personalities being seen. All the while God and Lucifer dealing for supreme. Now you tell me, what the fuck does this all mean? September 16, 2017. I am Prince and I approve this message. Life's not promised to anyone, man. Fuck this life. Some days I just want to catch a body. Life so much simpler. Where did it all go wrong? I don't sleep at night. Push or shave my head and sit under a lotus tree. Maybe this is really all a dream, and one day I'll wake and see. Last night I woke up hoping it was all a dream. I keep asking myself, what does it all mean? I want to cry and hide. I feel so hurt and empty inside. Never seeing your eyes, a part of me has to die. But I made a promise that I'll keep them safe and follow my dreams. Keeping in mind all the collateral beauty you bring.
Man. Cowboy Richie checking in. Listen, that was Collateral Beauty, the 3rd poem on the 2nd song off of Inside Presence Mind, Volume 1, which is nothing but a collection of my poems put over beats. Collateral Beauty is a poem that I wrote to my unborn child. Back in 2017, I created a child that was aborted due to, just wasn't right in life. And so I wanted to write a poem, to my unborn child, making them a promise that daddy hadn't forgot what they talked about, what we talked about, and how bad that I wanted the child. Because in 2017, was the same year that I hopped on the Greyhound, took $200 my camera, hopped on the Greyhound, and also made a child that year, but that they didn't get to come into this world due to the mother didn't want to, and she has the right to do it. That's one thing I do believe in. I think it's unfortunately, but that is her body. So, I just want to make a promise to my unborn child and let them know that I'm gonna always do what I gotta do for the other ones and any ones that come after it. And understanding that it's collateral beauty, because I have to give up something in order to understand something. That's why I call it collateral beauty. This is PREZ. This was Behind the Music, Collateral Beauty, Inside Paris Mind, Volume 1, collection of poems that I put on tapes. That dropped January 2K26. So make sure you go cop that YouTube, even.biz, or directly in PREC. Whatever year you are seeing this, you can still cop Inside Paris' Mind if you want to check it out. I might not look like this no more currently. I might not even be alive, but I promise you can still cop Inside Paris' Mind from somewhere. I'm PREZ and I approve this message. Thank y'all for checking out the series from Behind the Music, Inside Paris' Mind. What's going down, world? It's your boy PREZ checking in. Listen, man, I just want to thank y'all for checking out Inside Presence Mind. Behind the music, behind the art. Make sure y'all go cop that Inside Presence Mind, Volume 1, which is nothing but a collection of poems. 6 poems that I put over 2 beats, 3 poems on each beat. Inside Presence Mind, Volume 1. So this is my very first poetry album. I dropped the January 2K26. So please go cop that. If you are hearing this in whatever year, maybe this is 10 years from 2K26, 30, 40, 50, 1,000 years, you can still go get it. I am PREZ. So find my descendants, find somebody that got something to do with PREZ. Just type it in social media, on the internet, whatever y'all got going on in that year that you're living in. I'm sure it's a way that you can find the music, the tape. I'm PREZ, and I approve that message. Love you.